Greetings, I am Lies.
And I am Scandal.
And let's play a game together.
Yes.
Are you scandalized?
I might be.
The two of us together could be scandalized. All right.
Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand.
I get very intimidating.
Why do you take my lines from me?
Okay, go ahead.
I know when people look at me, that's just the experience they have, and you just have to have sympathy. That is what I am here for, the great sympathy thing. That is what I'm here for. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Yeah, we are having a Seuss thing of going like, yep, how the lines bounce around. That's great. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. What? Why would you ever want to be flat like you?
Oh my God.
It helps bring out the feeling in the last line, asshole!
Stairs, it's flat. You! Oh my God, I can't believe you are in any way relatable at all. You are a monster.
Why does anybody help you? So you did! Yes, of course. I am completely present in every moment. You're just literally feeding me bullshit right now, aren't you? What?
Also,
no, of course not. Oh, honey, it was beautiful. I didn't even say anything. Oh, dear, I just loved it.
This experience of, so you did. I just won't say that what I think is you couldn't think of a rhyme, and so you're trying to play it off as art, but I will let you cover up and not have a rhyme. That's okay, honey.
Right, because you are the auteur. I bet. I got more wind into it than I realized.
It wasn't just you not being able to find a rhyme.
It was just the fact that you were pretending to be special. Unlike me, who I truly am special. Oh my God, that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something.
I hope.
Oh my God, didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? So this makes it even more weird that you have been talking about my chest and how flat you think I am and how uninteresting you think I am, because as if those are indicators of age or maturity at all. You jackass. By the way, yeah, guess not. Like, I really literally don't care. You're about as bad as Sayori. And I really just kind of want to fall asleep right now. I decide to humor her with that last comment.
Yes!
I am correctly a dick.
Oh my
God. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. God, that is so condescending.
She seems really excited about I actually figured out that when you can't find a rhyme, you can call that a literary convention. So I will just let her have that because I appreciate when I have new knowledge for me, so she can appreciate her ideas for saving face for her.
Yeah, except for the fact that, she's actually embarrassing. Well,
the
great.
whole black swipe thing is throwing me off.
Isn't it weird? I keep expecting something horrible also to be on the screen when it pops up, so I'm like, what
are
we doing?
Lights on, lights off thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so the lights go out, and then suddenly there's a giant monster, the lights go on, and then there's not, and you're just like, whoa.
You're like,
but the difference between when the characters just disappear off screen and then when there's this swipe, it feels like they're supposed to mean something.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm not sure.
I guess that's everyone. Thank God. I glance around the room. Can I leave yet? Holy shit, that was just a little bit more stressful than I anticipated, and I really want to go home, okay? It's as if everyone was judging me for my mediocre writing abilities, except for the fact that I know I am truly great. Me. Really?
I felt like everyone was judging me as having mediocre writing abilities.
Oh, good point, other me. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club at all, and I don't want to be here.
See, what I'm going to be is like the conscience of Splat that makes them even more bad than they are when the opportunity arises.
I will be your conscience, and I am only the bad.
And I will guide you to the worst possible thing you could say.
No, wait. He has a point.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I love
Emperor's New Groove reference. Oh my God. It's yeah, but look what I can do. Look what I can do.
Wait. He has a point.
I
guess that's what I ended up getting myself into, except for the fact that I could just completely sit on my ass and not give a damn. All right, across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems.
Oh, God damn it. Now you're going to have to watch them share their poetry with each other because there's nothing else to do in this room.
Great! Can I go home, please? As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Why in the world they freaking waited until I finished cycling through literally everyone else is really freaking confusing.
I'm now getting this experience of them basically just queuing up. And then as Splat calls each one over, so they're just lined up against the wall at a polite distance so I can't really hear your exchange. I can pretend I'm not eavesdropping or involved. That whole please stand behind this line kind of thing for bank tellers and stuff. And then you're just like picking one out. Okay, well, you next. Come over to me. And none of them are engaging with each other at all. The other three are just waiting until you're completely done. And then they're all like, okay, now that we have dealt with the priority in the room, because clearly you are, as the MC, the priority, now we can share with each other. And I find that to be a really weird pacing thing, especially without calling it out that they did literally nothing with each other
the whole
while
time.
You were sharing your poems around the room that nobody else shared during that
They
time.
didn't talk to each other. They didn't do anything else. They were just there. Like, that is weird.
They were an audience to your sharing, which was profound and important.
That's so weird.
It's a little weird.
As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, and meanwhile, Yuris smiles sadly. What's with this language?
Did you say something? I'm always lost in deep thought so that I look more, cute and detached.
Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I won't even give it back to you. I'm going to put it on the desk in front of you.
Wow, I strongly dislike this.
Whoa.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is, cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something?
No, I just love animals. They're adorable. Anything with animals in it is inherently cute because animals are cute. So it was cute.
You clearly have never watched Animal Planet before because, wow, they're not cute. Sometimes they eat each other alive, and that's really not fun. It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
She's now the literary possessor. There's only one way to interpret this! Period! I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
I was desperately trying to grasp at anything.
That I thought you would like, because, you're very cute. And clearly people like what they are, because no one has self-esteem issues at all ever, nor judges themselves harshly. So since you're cute, it must have been supposed to be cute.
I've never heard of dysphoria.
And so that's what was happening there. I thought that would make you feel good if it was cute.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it.
Meaning that I'm nodding towards Splat over there, who actually liked it, and thereby would be able to give suggestions if I wanted them at all.
Oh, honey, if you believe that I like it, I have definitely had a good day.
Wow.
Wow.
I think I probably have, something to sell you somewhere that makes no sense because I can't even be bothered to come up with a metaphor.
Wow, I am the snake oil salesman. Good job. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Splat did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I can't stay in this conversation because it's turned around and is focused on me, and I need everything to be focused off of me. So I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style, and I do not intend to change, not based on any critique or thoughtful criticism or response from the fans or anyone really giving a very caring response that might connect you better to your reader base. I'm going to be who I am.
And that's it. Though, so honestly, there is an interesting thing to say with that, where I've seen some people go, you're not a writer or an established author or established anything like I am, so I'll never listen to you. Mm-hmm. It's actually a really interesting, class policing thing that goes on that gets into there, too, of going, you haven't been educated in the way that I have, so you literally have nothing to say. And they're like, I have plenty to say. I didn't fucking get it. And then they're just like, the fact that you are unable to basically construct yourself in such a way where you don't use such language informs me that no, you're actually incapable and don't know what you're talking about. And it's incredibly limiting as a conversation. I've seen it happen a lot.
And the reason you wouldn't get it is because of basically who you are and what your reading skill is, not because, you know, what I've written is either vague or challenging.
Right? It can't be that. Right. Or like a very specific class experience. Again, when I was talking about that classes.
Nope, it's clearly going to be accessible to everyone who's, you know, appropriately educated. Which is the audience I'm writing to.
Right. And I don't know why you're like, sometimes actually I found that to be really funny, where both of us, we've totally owned up to the fact that neither of us have really gotten involved or really understand necessarily the culture of like otome games. And yet we've played several of them. And it's been interesting to play through them because we don't have any particular investment in them. And being able to sort of like talk about them or call out various different aspects of them or question things has, in some ways, I will say, brought some other people to think about more the material they've gotten involved in, because we are literally what they call laymen. We have very little exposure to what these games or these stories are trying to do. And it offers a certain different perspective.
It does. And so we have this experience to offer of going, I don't know what's supposed to be happening, and I'm not invested in any particular outcome, so I'm just here along for the ride asking questions.
Right? Right.
But I've developed my style for a very long time. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. And when I say come across it, what I mean is that I'll have to find it on my own, not given to me by someone else who is trying to direct me and, you know, shape who I am and tell me whether I'm good and valid or not. I don't need your approval to be valid.
Kiaras, sure, girl, bite her head off. It works great.
Well, which I haven't yet. Nothing profound has entered my life in a long time.
What?
And Splat liked my poem, too. You know, because everything is about Splat, and all of our lives now center around them. And so what's important here is that Splat liked it, so I can be superior and say that it is good. And since I think it's better than yours, the fact that they liked it means it is even far better than yours.
Right. Except for the fact that I clearly heard you say that you didn't really like Splat's poem to begin with, so why are you giving Splat suddenly, like, all the power here? Splat hasn't even been in our literature club for very long.
Right.
What the crap, Yuri?
But what you need to understand is even if Splat's very inexperienced, Splat has higher social value than all of us being the protag, and so we're all going to defer to them.
You know what also is really sad? Because you could also look at this going, like, especially in the context of the story, going, it has more of social value compared to us because Splat's a boy.
Because Splat, in the context of the game, is considered to be a boy.
Yeah, which is terrifying, actually, when you really look at it going, that's fucking weird. Like, he's really...
And if I read the line, he even told me he was impressed by it, but they even told me they were impressed by it, which is important, and I will rub your face in it and assume that while they said they liked your poem, they didn't tell you it was impressive.
Yep, and also going that they clearly were lying or just trying to make you feel better, blah, 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 that kind of thing, because that's what everybody does with the child, just trying to make them feel better. Natsuki suddenly stands up, and I'm like, whoa, girl, I am not drunk enough for this. Oh! I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well, and I am like, dude, let me grab the popcorn, because this is clearly a display for me, about me, meant to be purely in reference to me, which is a really fucking weird thing to have happen.
Interestingly enough, and I will point this out for the game itself, if we're going, clearly everyone else was in that room while we were there showing our poems, if we're just watching this, sort of this style, we're just sitting here unabashedly watching their entire interaction, what if we assume everyone behaves like us and this is a standard for what's going on? So when we were talking to other people, nobody was engaged with themselves or doing other things or in other groups. They were literally just sitting like we're sitting and watching the two of them and judging them with an internal monologue.
Right.
And that is the standard of your social structure in this world established by the game. That what's going to go on is when the people in focus do something, everyone stands back and watches them as though they're in an arena, and nobody will be involved in their own tasks if anything is going on. So that makes it even worse when you tore apart Sayori for her appearance, because everyone did, according to now what's being modeled in this game, do that audience thing that I posited.
Yeah, that's
a little
intense.
uncomfortable.
Sayori totally just stood up as well. Whoa.
Maybe you're just jealous that Splat appreciated my advice more than he appreciated yours, even though you haven't said that you gave them any advice at all.
What?
But just like I made an assumption about the ghost thing, I'm going to make an assumption about this.
Actually, that is a weird assumption. Was that a, miswrite? Because unless, literally, again, what we're saying is everybody really just sat there and watched every single conversation and heard literally everything.
And so she knows exactly what happened, and the except for I didn't really think of Natsuki as giving us advice more than just expositing her own experience with her own poem.
Or she was being a little defensive. I actually kind of thought it was mostly intended to be defensive, and that's again why Splat was being so dismissive, going yep,
But
cool,
then at the end, she was basically, or in the second half, I guess, before we hit the third part,
right,
there was an experience of her going, you relate to this, you understand, yeah. But that wasn't giving Splat any advice. It was just going, now we have one point of connection.
Right.
So I don't know what she's referring to here. If Yuri is just assuming that advice was given, that sounds a little wild.
That does sound kind of weird. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
And Splat is just watching, and and Monica and Sayori are just watching, and they're just listening to this whole thing and judging it with an internal monologue. I know. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy, like you do. Where I suggest that you are deliberately being theatrical and performative just because you want attention.
I'm a kid! And I have preferences, and my hyper-focus for this month is being cute.
And
Screw
sometimes,
you!
actually, people are just cute and they're not doing it on purpose, and everyone else just agrees that's cute. The moe face! And you're like, it's literally just my face.
It is something I literally cannot really interact with unless I'm going to wear a ton of makeup, and then I get everybody going, oh, honey, you don't need to wear that much makeup. You don't need to do the thing. I'm trying to fucking change my face! Mm-hmm. Screw you!
Is everyone okay? Because since we were all watching really, really closely what you were doing, I finally think that maybe it has escalated to a point where even if it's really awkward, I should probably intervene.
Oh dear, well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Splat started showing up.
I might be being performatively cute, but you stuffed your bra, bitch.
Why is this such a thing? Welcome to Girls Attacking Other Girls.
This
video
game really
I can't
is.
decide. No, this game is incredibly subversive. So far, I have to say, guys, this is not really all that subversive. This seems pretty rote for magical anime or just regular old anime girl slice of life bullshit.
I say we're into the very strong typical trope of everyone is into the main character and everyone is against each other trying to impress or be a better fit for the main character, and they're all going to use that political game that so many very mature adults use of sabotaging each other but with social defamatory statements whenever MC is listening.
Yep, pretty much.
Natsuki, that's a little, I might be going pretty hard really onto how
that doesn't involve you!
I don't like fighting, guys. That's why I never stick up for myself ever. Then there's no fights.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed that I was standing there.
Watching the whole thing really closely and judging them. Splat, she's just trying to make me look bad.
Oh, honey, don't worry. You both look terrible.
I was trying to make her look bad, but she's doing it to me now.
That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Not that simple writing has its value, but it's more effective.
Yes. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out.
Except your poem also needed figuring out.
Actually, because neither of us really got it.
Yours was actually a little bit subtle, and I kind of enjoyed that subtlety, even as it was really fucking bleak.
Yeah, no kidding. That's again where it's like literature and also writing is in a lot of ways pretty subjective. And again, that thing we talked about, your background and your history and your information and your culture and your subcultures and all these various different things of how you've basically grown up in regards to your subcultures for what gender looks like, for what expression looks like, for the things you should or shouldn't be doing. This is so many fucking layers
into it. Your personal beliefs and your experience will come through.
Yes, absolutely. Help me explain that to her, Splat. Well, guess what? In the next one, we are going to probably not explain it.
We will probably not help at all.
Yeah, because Splat is a disaster. And Splat fucking... This bitch is like, I am eating this up and I don't even care. Oh my god. This is almost like one of my enemies. Whee!
It feels a lot like girls just fighting over me, which is way more annoying in real life, and you're way less cute than the pretend girls, but it's still kind of fun to watch.
Sounds hilarious. Okay, so other than that, if you guys want to support us, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and maybe share our videos if you're having a good time. I don't know. I have the best ideas sometimes, but I'm not exactly always sure how to execute them since I am a disembodied voice, and you will have to do all the work for me.
Or,
what?
If you want to buy all of us some Twinkies, you can go over to our Ko-Fi.
Oh my god, feed me Twinkies. Do it. I require them. So please, Ko-Fi or Patreon for all the twinks. Ease.
Oh my god. So in the
I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye.